Welcome everyone to the 21st exhibition of stupid people. Today we have... is it 3 or 4? Hang on. Okay, it was 3. We have 3 stories I want to address, or 3 individual cases worth going through. So first I want to start with a truly committed troll. Somebody that believes his own poop smells of perfume so much that he is still persistent to this day. And it's because he made a huge mistake on Twitter that I'm shining the light on you, Tarik Nasheed. I, for the sake of it, am not now going to recommend that you go and follow Tarik Nasheed because honestly, nobody needs to suffer that. Unless, of course, you're a bit of a masochist. With Tarik Nasheed, for those who don't know, he's been around for a while. He likes to espouse things when it comes to certain cultural issues and issues concerning the pigment of someone's skin, where he gets incredibly virtuous. And if you've ever seen his debates on YouTube, oh boy, they are precious. Tarik is committed, and I have to give him credit for that, because he has pushed this for years. I don't even know how he makes money from it. But there he is, day in and day out, pushing what can only be argued to be racist propaganda. Let's take the new piece from him that made me chuckle the most, which actually has an update to it. Tarik tweeted this out. But ain't no agenda. Beautifully done, I might say. Hashtag, The picture is of an LGBT lettuce, guacamole, bacon and tomato sandwich from Marks and Spencer's. Tarik claims that this in and of itself is a meme. What his original point was, which he has since deleted, and I can't find it, I wished I'd archived it, was that he was quite irritated that this sandwich was on display during Black History Month in America. That was the original point he made, but he deleted it. You're a genius, Tarik. I guess that also makes me a genius for not thinking to archive that also. I didn't realise upon archiving something that it could in fact change. Oh well. What makes this stupid is Marks and Spencer's LGBT sandwiches, well, Marks and Spencer's is sold in the UK, and our Black History Month is October, I believe. And you know the picture's old because the use-by date is the 10th of May, 2019. To make a grand point, Tarik decided the only way to get forward now is to shift the goalpost by saying there are a lot of white LGBT people projecting some of their own bigotry to this vague meme. You were also vocal about a sandwich pic, but why were you also silent about your fellow white LGBT brethren, Ed Buck, torturing black LGBT men for so long? Where was the same energy? Because of course, even within the LGBT community, you are all divided by race, and therefore only represent your brothers and sisters of your respective skin tones, and not even tangibly, not even slightly, permitted to call out someone cause, just in case the hive mind disagrees. Tarik, you are a disingenuous muppet. The word plonker and Tarik Nasheed may well become synonymous if I keep having to address you on this channel. Next I want to talk to you about Birds of Prey. Now, I actually don't know too much about the Birds of Prey comic series, but it is another film in the DC, is it EU? Extended Universe or Cinematic Universe? Doesn't matter, I don't watch superhero movies anymore. The film centres around 5 female protagonists, forming a group going on to achieve great things. Okay. DC have had a bit of a bad run with their movies as of late. The only films that have done well would be Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. The others, you could argue extended cuts improved them, but ultimately, no. Birds of Prey was seen as a way of giving Margot Robbie a chance to explore the character of Harley Quinn, because it was a semi-popular character within the Suicide Squad movie, which for reasons beyond my comprehension focused on Floyd Lawton, right, because Deadshot's the real winner there. Wow, guessing Will Smith had a real influence on that. Well, to coincide with that, there are undoubtedly going to be reviews about it. Let's take one from The Week. Birds of Prey is the first good female superhero movie. Let's just ignore the fact Not one of these characters within the movie is in fact a superhero. Let's focus on first good female. If we're going to stick to DC for a second, I believe Gal Gadot may have something to say about that. If you want to go back further, you can go to the original Wonder Woman movie. Hell, Elektra was better received than most of DC's movies. If we're going down the path of superhero anyway. Well done to the writer of the article for framing this so elegantly. It is linked below if you want a good chuckle. But to coincide with that, because it wasn't exactly going to open very well, DC decided to call it Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey, because they needed the name, yes. There were rumours it wasn't going to do as well, which scared people. Well, Warner Brothers has decided to now blame Kung Flu, or whatever you want to call it, the corona limeless plague thing, on the box office failure of Birds of Prey, because as you all know, everyone, China is where this film was definitely targeted. Now, there are a growing number of cases around the world, yes. The argument doesn't stack up, really, now does it? Warner, grow up. The production budget for this film is $84.5 million, with the film being expected to bring in $50 million in its first week. When you take into account not just the making of the movie, but also that of promotion, this film needs to make a lot more, twice that in fact, just to break even, which means this film is more than likely going to flop, which is unfortunate, but just another nail in the DC movie coffin. I've always said they should have done a Man of Steel 2 first, introduced the characters, like Marvel did, and then do your super films. So while the coronavirus did impact takings in Asia, I would point out this film was never going to explode in Asia. You really do need to stop catering to your non-audience and focus on the actual demographic who would watch it. And also stop the identity-related pandering. I'm going to link a video down below, done by a friend of mine called Ash, where she talks about this in great detail, because I find the idea of discussing race when it comes to characters and established characters to be quite confusing. It's better to have it from somebody else. Well done to the person who wrote the article, and Warner Brothers, grow up. If your film sucks, it sucks. Next. The final story of the day comes courtesy of the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, who is so universally popular with all of you, I'm sure. I know many of you will quote his part and parcel comment. I would be now remiss if I didn't point out it is an out-of-context quote. It doesn't mean what you think it means with what he actually said. Okay. So he is a champion of diversity, especially in the city of London. He believes London's greatest strength is its diversity. I would say it's actually its financial sector. It's quite powerful. So we challenged advertisers to produce ads that better represented our black and minority ethnic communities. Somebody needs to tell Mr. Khan what diversity actually means, because if they did, there wouldn't be just a wall of black people on an ad. Diversity is everyone from every race, all possible conceivable races in London, right? Surely. Well, this is the ad, and I can't help but notice a couple things. Firstly, it feels like a bit of an unrealistic body standard for guys. Just going to put that out there. Not because I myself don't have a gorgeous figure. I am absolutely beautiful. But entirely because, not long ago, you banned certain ads, including the Protein World one, which said, "Are you beach body ready?" Forgetting here that the model wasn't an unrealistic body standard. She was a gym rat and a vegan, a very healthy one at that. In fact, it wasn't an unrealistic body standard for somebody that lived that particular type of life. I'm very much aware of the hypocrisy with what I've said. Thank you. So to unveil this, Sadiq Khan tweeted, "I'm proud to unveil Nubian Skin as the winner of this year's Transport for London Diversity in Advertising competition. Look out for their empowering inclusive adverts on the Transport for London network." Right, I'm going to point this out because it's pretty obvious. Black and minority ethnic. So minority ethnics, advert targeted at them when the majority is white. How is that a campaign for success or inclusion when you have openly excluded somebody from the ad because of an arbitrary factor like race? I find it fascinating this is still an argument. You are pandering, Mr. Khan, and it's only because the Conservatives have yet to find a decent candidate to go against you after the Goldsmith debacle that you are still there. How about you focus on actual policy and effecting actual change? Make the City of London better. After a recent excursion through your underground, could you do me a favour and get that working properly, please? Having never actually had to use the tube like that, I've never had to make 7 changes just to get from Heathrow Terminal 5 to King's Cross. It was knucking futs. With all the stories I feature in this video, as with all videos before, I am very much interested to know what you think about each one, and which one you think is the stupidest. So please do let me know in the comments down below. Now there is a new video on Moiski Live, and I shall be streaming on Twitch tonight at 8:30 PM GMT some Barents Sea fishing. If I don't see you there tonight, I hope you'll have a fantastic Thursday, and thank you all for listening.